A new year is upon us. I think that this would be a really great time to look back at some of my favorite pieces from 2024 and show them all to you. So this piece I actually started a few years ago, and I didn't like the direction of it on Paint Tool Sci, and I was feeling very dead end with this piece. So this year I decided to revisit it. I imported it into Procreate, decided to nix the idea of Hades being in the piece altogether, and kind of rejuvenate it as an overall Persephone piece. I feel like because I imported it into Procreate, I was able to have a new burst of inspiration because I had new brush selections and new options available to me on what I could do with the piece as compared to Paint Tool Sci 2. As much as I love the program, it's very primitive. I started out with more of a darker themed idea for this Persephone piece, but I decided to kind of change my mind on that once again and decided to just make it more of a piece that focused on her being the goddess of spring in this one. So I wanted to focus on flowers and texture and foliage and things like that. As you can see, I'm not great at drawing flowers, so some of them are just kind of copied and pasted. I kind of wish I did that a little bit better because I have improved on my flowers since this piece. But overall, I just love the elegance in her face and how soft it is. And she just seems like she's got attitude, but yet she's just so pretty, you know? I'm just very happy with it. This next one is actually a redraw of a favorite that I did in 2016. I was selling this at conventions between 2017 and 2019, and it was really quite popular. It's funny because a lot of people thought that I drew this in reference to the Jake Paul Aokigahara forest incident. Actually, I drew this before the incident, and people still thought that that's what I was referring it to. I was just ahead of the time. I was ahead of the game, but I really like this piece, and I really like the redraw specifically because it shows my immense improvement between 2016 and 2024. I really love doing redraws. If you watch my videos, you know that I preach doing redraws all the time because I feel that they're very important for artists to do to show their natural improvement over the years, and it gives you an ego boost, let's face it, and also it does show that even if you are in a rut, you are making improvements. There's something that's getting better about your work, whether or not you see it, it's there. I love how I did the shadows of the trees on her face, of like the forest lighting. I love the expressions. I feel like I improved the expression of her face tenfold, and I'm very, very, very pleased with how it ended up turning out. The only thing that I wish I did different was that at the time that I drew this piece in Procreate, I did not know that they had text in Procreate. They had it the whole time, and I just didn't realize that. So I wrote the Snapchat font on it, and I kind of wish I didn't do that, but I'm kind of too lazy, and this picture is already posted, and I don't really feel like reposting it with an update. So I just really like this one. I think it's cute, it's quirky, and Inuyasha was one of my first series for anime, and I'm old. I was born in 96, so I am always going to have a special place in my heart for the older generation anime. Overall, I just really feel like this piece really shows my immense dedication and improvements that I've made throughout the years. I'm just so pleased with how I did the trees and the shadows and the forestry lighting, just everything about it. It just looks so cool in the end, and the expression is so innocent looking, yet not at the same time, and I just really love that. So I hope that you guys enjoy this piece as well, because it does hold a special place in my heart. So this one is a recent one that I actually did during an art live stream. If you want to join me for art live streams, you totally should. I stream over on my Twitch as well as here on YouTube. Basically, anytime that I draw, I just hook up my iPad and start live streaming. So if you want to join me, you totally should. Anyways, I was just very happy with this one because I went a little bit out of my comfort zone on this one. I did more dynamic lighting than I usually do. And I feel like I really captured a certain attitude within the piece that I can't really capture in a lot of my art for some reason. This one, I love how I did the sketch. I started out with large forms and shapes and just used the eraser to take away what I didn't need. And then I went in and started defining my shapes. And with this, I actually found that I really enjoyed doing my sketches this way. And I've started doing more drawings with this process in it instead of just going right into doing like a sketch without shading and everything. I just find that I really like building with large shapes and then erasing with like using the eraser to do the light and adding in the details from there. I just really find that I really enjoy doing my pieces like that. This piece for me was difficult, but yet I had a lot of fun kind of playing around with different aspects of lighting that I could do with this piece. I played around with multiply layers, overlay layers, things like that to really help capture what I was trying to capture within the piece. For some reason, I've tried drawing Jinx in the past, and the drawings just don't seem to capture her as a person, or as a character, I should say, and I just feel like the drawings just end up not really showing, the chaos, I guess, that I wanted to show. So I kind of wanted to present that with this piece by making it kind of like a darker atmosphere and also kind of show off like some lighting and some fun little background pieces. I just think that this one, because this was a piece done in December, when comparing it to my older work, I really feel like I went far out of my comfort zone with the lighting and the overall ambiance of the piece. And I'm just really proud of how this one ended up turning out. And I hope that you like this one too. Here is the final completed version of this piece, and it's just one of my favorites that I've done so far, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. So this next one was a lot of fun to do because it was quite different from my usual work. I had just gotten new brushes for Procreate and I really wanted to play around with them and see what I was able to make. So I found some inspiration and decided to draw a girl holding an X-ray and having the X-ray obviously, show her bones and everything. I really like this piece. I think it's very whimsy. I think it's very different and quirky. The only thing that I wish was different about this piece was the, I guess, perception of how people think about the piece, because I love it, but a lot of people are just complaining about the fact that it's not anatomically correct. Where is the whimsy? Where is the artistic creativity in your mind and your soul? Like, in my opinion, I think if anything, it just looks more like the Sailor Moon transformation sequence, like the ribbons. I just wish people would see the whimsy in art and not focus so much on what's anatomically correct or incorrect. Like, I didn't focus on any type of anatomical correctness in this piece. I didn't even reference an X-ray in this piece. I just kind of drew what was in my head. And in my opinion, I think it's one of my more freeing pieces that I've done. I think it's very cute. I love the texture within the piece. I love how I did the background and played with different types of brushes. And I just really think that this piece should be appreciated a little bit more. That's just me though. I even tried going back and correcting it because people were throwing a fit so much, but it just wasn't worth it. So this is the final piece. I'm just very happy with it. I love how I did the chromatic aberration on the rib cage. I just think it looks super, super cool. So with this next piece, I was really thinking about my trip to Japan quite a bit and how badly I want to go back. And I decided that I really wanted to try and capture the elegance of a beautiful Japanese woman in a kimono in a garden. So this would be a challenge for me, and I knew that going into this piece. I don't do landscapes, so I had to really think about how I wanted to capture the landscape in the piece, and I feel like I captured it pretty well. My main focus, though, was ensuring that I captured the same elegance in the rendered product of the main character in the piece as I had the elegance in the sketch. I really feel like I captured it quite nicely. I wanted her to be very serene, very beautiful, where she doesn't need the natural light to give her radiance, because she is radiance, you know. The main thing that I wish I did differently about this piece is the building in the background on the left. I feel like it's very rickety looking because I didn't do straight lines. So I feel like my buildings need work, but I'm very proud of the landscape that I did in this one. I just think it looks very pretty, and it just allows the character to glow. And I'm just so happy with it. I played around a lot with how shadows from the trees would affect how she looks, and I just think it ended up turning out to be one of my favorite pieces. And here is the final version of the garden. I just really love how I have like the subtle light refractions in the background and the glow of the light on her face and on her kimono. I just think it looks very pretty, and I'm just very proud of it. Surprise! Another redraw. So this time it was a piece that I did in 2020. I essentially just circled out the things that I didn't like about the piece and decided to fix what I did not like about it. So there were specific things that I really wanted to change, mainly the bottom of the piece, the right side of the piece, the color of the tub, and also just kind of revamping certain aspects of what I felt were lackluster with my current up-to-date art style. This piece, the original, I guess I should say, was quite popular on Etsy, and I was very proud of it at the time because it was something that I hadn't really drawn before. And it's crazy to me that I spent like 20 hours on the original and only 4 hours on this one. But it's just one of those things that really goes to show that after a while your skills change, and so does your speed and your efficiency. And I'm just very happy with how this one turned out. So this is the final piece. Overall, I just really think I captured the overall aesthetic that I was going for with it a lot better, and I'm happy with it. So this next one is actually a commission that I was asked to do. The client actually contacted me after I posted my Persephone that I did, the one that's at the very beginning of this video. And they really enjoyed that one, and they wanted me to do another Persephone piece, but this time with more of a Queen of the Underworld, dark fantasy kind of feel. So this one was a bit of a challenge because this was the first type of piece I had done like this. I spent 47 hours on this piece. I put an incredible amount of detail into it, really trying to focus on the lighting and the overall tone of the piece, trying to capture motion, and trying to really show what I'm able to do as an artist in this commission. This one is one of my proudest pieces. I really feel like I made her look elegant and beautiful once again, but yet I made her look powerful and menacing and almost mean in a way, and kind of showy, but yet not at the same time. You know, like I just really enjoy how I did this one. I just really feel like this is one of my more intricate pieces that I've done. I originally started out having her surrounded by vines, and then I just kind of decided to change it to more of like a gravestone kind of aesthetic in the background with just lots of details and textures, and I'm just so happy with how this one turned out. If you know me, you know that I love Teen Titans. It's originally what got me into drawing. I started drawing in 2003 committedly, and it was from Teen Titans. I started doing fan art of Beast Boy and Raven and Starfire and Robin together, and ever since then I've just never really stopped drawing. So this was just fun for me to kind of go back and draw a fun little piece of Raven and Starfire together, trying to hang out and showing their clashing personalities. It was just overall a fun piece to do. The only thing I wish I did different was the perspective. My perspective skills are a little rough, and I just need to practice my skills on that, but I love the reflections of the glass and how bright and energetic this piece overall looks, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. So for my final piece that I want to feature that I did this year is this piece of shampoo that I did. I really wanted to do something with a more dynamic pose. I've been really trying to work on not just drawing stiff standing poses for so long, and this one was one that I decided to do of shampoo in a martial arts pose because I figured it would be a good chance for me to expand on action poses and dynamic compositions a little bit, and I really feel like I captured what I was aiming for with this piece. I ended up doing this one during a live stream, so it was a lot of fun to kind of talk about the piece with people while working on it and get some opinions while tweaking some of the things within the piece, like the hands and the lighting. And I just am very happy with how this piece ended up turning out. And I say that a lot, and I'm so sorry, but I am. And this piece really shows me going out of my comfort zone with posing and dynamic compositions quite a bit, and that's not something I do very often. Like I said, I like to draw stagnant characters, so this one was me really going out of my comfort zone and expanding on what I'm able to create, and I ended up making one of my favorite pieces that I've done this entire year. And like I said, if you want to join me for my art live streams, you totally should, because they're a good time and we get a lot done. So this is the final piece that I wanted to discuss with you guys today, and these are all of the details on it. I went in and used chromatic aberration. I feel like that added like an extra level of motion to the piece, and I'm just very happy with how it ended up. So that was my art highlight of 2024, showing you guys all of my favorite pieces that I've created this year. If you guys want to see more of my work, I do hope that you take a moment to check out my links below and tell me which one is your favorite piece that I created this year from this video. And thank you so much if you made it this far. I really appreciate it. I hope that you have a wonderful holiday and a happy new year, and thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.